History is filled with remarkable women whose contributions have shaped the world, yet many remain unsung or underappreciated. Here are some of the most influential women in history you may not know, but whose impact is undeniable. 1. Hedy Lamarr, 1914 to 2000. Why she's influential? Beyond being a Hollywood actress, Lamarr was a brilliant inventor. She co-developed frequency-hopping spread-spectrum technology during World War II, which laid the groundwork for modern Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. Why you might not know her? Her scientific achievements were overshadowed by her film career, and her work wasn't recognized until decades later. 2. Chien-Shiung Wu, 1912 to 1997. Why she's influential? A pioneering physicist, Wu played a crucial role in the Manhattan Project and conducted the famous Wu experiment, which disproved the law of parity in physics. Why you might not know her? Despite her groundbreaking work, her male colleagues won the Nobel Prize for the discovery, while she was overlooked. 3. Murasaki Shikibu, circa 973 c. 1014. Why she's influential? She wrote The Tale of Genji, often considered the world's first novel. Her work profoundly influenced Japanese literature and culture. Why you might not know her? As a woman in feudal Japan, her identity was largely hidden, and her contributions were often attributed to others. 4. Mary Anning, 1799 to 1847. Why she's influential? A self-taught paleontologist, Anning discovered the first complete ichthyosaur skeleton and made groundbreaking contributions to the study of prehistoric life. Why you might not know her? As a working-class woman in 19th century England, she was excluded from scientific circles and rarely credited for her discoveries. 5. Ida B. Wells, 1862 to 1931. Why she's influential? A journalist, suffragist, and civil rights activist, Wells led anti-lynching campaigns and co-founded the NAACP. She fought tirelessly for racial and gender equality. Why you might not know her? Her work was often marginalized by both white suffragists and male civil rights leaders. 6. Rosalind Franklin, 1920 to 1958. Why she's influential? Franklin's X-ray diffraction images of DNA were critical to the discovery of its double helix structure. Her work was foundational to modern genetics. Why you might not know her? Her contributions were overshadowed by Watson and Crick, who won the Nobel Prize for the discovery. 7. Noor Inayat Khan, 1914 to 1944. Why she's influential? A British spy of Indian descent, Khan worked for the Special Operations Executive, during World War II, transmitting critical messages from Nazi-occupied France. Why you might not know her? Her story was largely forgotten until recent years, despite her bravery and sacrifice. 8. Wangari Maathai, 1940 to 2011. Why she's influential? An environmentalist and political activist, Maathai founded the Green Belt movement, which planted millions of trees in Kenya and empowered women. She was the first African woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Why you might not know her? Her work was often met with resistance from the Kenyan government, and her global recognition came late in her life. 9. Hypatia of Alexandria, circa 355 to 415. Why she's influential? A mathematician, astronomer, and philosopher, Hypatia was one of the leading intellectuals of her time. She advanced the study of mathematics and astronomy in ancient Alexandria. Why you might not know her? Her life was cut short by religious violence, and much of her work was destroyed or lost. 10. Ada Lovelace, 1815 to 1852. Why she's influential? Often considered the first computer programmer, Lovelace wrote the first algorithm intended for Charles Babbage's analytical engine. Why you might not know her? Her work was largely theoretical and wasn't fully appreciated until the advent of modern computing. 11. Lise Meitner, 1878 to 1968. Why she's influential? A physicist, Meitner co-discovered nuclear fission, a breakthrough that revolutionized science and technology. Why you might not know her? Her collaborator, Otto Hahn, received the Nobel Prize for their work, while she was excluded. 12. Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz, 1648 to 1695. Why she's influential? A self-taught scholar, poet, and nun, Sor Juana advocated for women's right to education and intellectual freedom in colonial Mexico. Why you might not know her? Her work was suppressed by the church, and her legacy was only rediscovered centuries later. 13. Shirley Chisholm, 1924 to 2005. Why she's influential: the first black woman elected to the U.S. Congress and the first to run for a major party's presidential nomination, Chisholm was a trailblazer in politics and civil rights. Why you might not know her: her campaigns were underfunded and overshadowed by more mainstream candidates. 14. Fatima al-Fihri, circa 800 to 880. Why she's influential: al-Fihri founded the University of Al-Qarawiyyin in Morocco, the oldest existing degree-granting university in the world. Why you might not know her: as a woman in the 9th century, her contributions were often overlooked in historical records. 15. Grace Hopper, 1906 to 1992. Why she's influential: a computer scientist and U.S. Navy Rear Admiral, Hopper developed the first compiler for a programming language and popularized the term debugging. Why you might not know her: her work was often overshadowed by male colleagues in the tech industry. These women, among countless others, have left an indelible mark on history. Their stories remind us of the importance of recognizing and celebrating the contributions of women across all fields and eras.